everyone, welcome back to a new post today, and today let's complete the final round for the August current affairs for the prelims upcoming May UPSC examination. And the very first thing is about a CAG, that is a Comptroller and Auditor General report on Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, or has been known as Ayushman Bharat scheme. So it was saying that almost 7.5 lakh beneficiaries were linked with a single mobile number, and this was one of the outcome of the CAG report with regard to the program. So let's have a brief review of what exactly is the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. It covers 5 lakh worth health benefits per family in the tertiary and the secondary sector, and aims to reduce out-of-pocket expenditure for the people. It is a visionary step towards attaining universal health coverage, and it creates health and wellness centers now, which will bring health closer to the homes of the people. These centers will provide comprehensive primary health care, covering both maternal and child health care services, along with non-communicable diseases, including free essential drugs and diagnostic services as well. And the second component is Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, which provides a health insurance cover to the poor and the vulnerable families, which are identified by the states as per the latest socio-economic census, and both for rural and urban areas, and also benefits the families under the Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana as well. So for these families, a 5 lakh health insurance cover is given for secondary and tertiary components. The next important issue is with regard to CBI working with the Interpol. Now, Interpol is headquartered in Lyon in France, and it is the world's largest international police organization. It provides investigation, expertise and training to the law enforcement agencies worldwide, focusing on 3 major transnational crimes like terrorism, cybercrime and organized crime. Its broad mandate covers virtually every kind of crime against humanity: child pornography, drug trafficking, production, political corruption, etc. And the next most important one is regarding, now India has taken a big step with regarding removing animals from testing of drugs. So a new rule authorizes researchers to use non-animal methods to test the new drugs, and this is under the new drugs and clinical trial rules of 2023, recently passed by the government of India, which aims to replace the use of animals in drug testing and instead use emerging technologies like 3D organoids, organ on chips and advanced computational methods like to test safely and efficacy for the new drugs. So every drug in the market before being released out goes through a long journey of tests, which includes whether it can be used to be treated for a specific disease, and the first step in the process is to test the candidate molecule on at least 2 animal species: a rodent, that is a mouse or a rat, and canines and primates. These are the second one. Humans are more complex creatures, and a lab-bred animal species is definitely bred in controlled conditions and not fully responsible to capture the response which a human being gives to a drug that is developed. This mismatch between the 2 species reflected in the famous failure rate of the drug development process, and therefore now government has come up with more towards human clinical trials, and especially not using animals in the testing. So using of organoids or mini organs and other organ on chip, and also these organ on chip are AA size battery chips lined with human cells connected to the microchannels, which mimic the flow of blood in the body, and these systems capture the several aspects of human physiology, including tissue interactions and physical and chemical signals inside the body as well. However, one major problem for India to do this is because the developing of organ on chip system requires multidisciplinary knowledge, which is right now weak in India. And another major problem with regard to it is that they are mostly imported from US, Europe and Japan. That is another major concern. The next important issues with regard to PM Usha scheme. So 14 states are yet to join the scheme, and in the light of national education policy, the Rashtriya Uchatar Shiksha Abhiyan scheme has now been launched as Pradhan Mantri Uchatar Shiksha Abhiyan, or PM Usha, in 2023. It is a the RUSA, or the Rashtriya Uchatar Shiksha Abhiyan, is a centrally sponsored scheme that was launched in 2013, and PM Usha in 2023. PM Usha focuses on on equity, access and inclusion in higher education, developing quality teaching and learning processes, accreditation of non-accredited institutions, improving accreditation, ICT-based developed digital infrastructure, enhancing employability through multidisciplinary action. And the next issue is with our very neighbor China, that is the 19th Corps Commander level talks happen, and still there is disengagement that needs to be done at Dipsang and Damchok. We have had disengagement on 5 major friction points on the Indian-China border in the eastern Ladakh region. They are Galwan, north and south banks of Gongso, patrolling points 15, 17A and the Gogra hot spring region. In the last few round of talks which have been stalled, disengagement still has to be done on the Dipsang and the Demchok plains. And we have a 4,096 kilometer border with Bangladesh. The second largest is with China, that is 3,488. With Pakistan, it's 3,323. Nepal, 1,751. Myanmar, 1,643. Bhutan, 1,699. Afghanistan, 106. And recently there have been many changes coming up in the NCERT book. So let's have a quick review of what exactly is NCERT. So National Council for Education, Research and Training is an autonomous organization under the Government of India, established in 1961 as a literary, scientific and charitable society under the Society Registration Act. It's headquartered in New Delhi and functions under the Ministry of Human Resources and Development. And it has also established an online system called as ePathshala, which is a joint initiative under NCERT and Human Resources Development, which has been developed for broadcasting educational e-schooling resources, including textbooks, audio, video, publication and a variety of other print and non-print material as well. The next one is with regard to TN NEET bill. So in the NEET bill of Tamil Nadu, which has been in news because of the actions of the governor as well, 7% of the seats were set apart for horizontal reservation for the students in the government school qualifying for NEET to admission into MBBS, BDS, BSMS, BAMS, BUMS and BHMS. The 7.5 quota will be provided in each category of the vertical reservation followed in Tamil Nadu, which now exists at 69% and is protected under the 9th schedule of the Constitution. An executive order was brought out for implementing this, and under Article 162. To what exactly does Article 162 says? It says that the executive power of the state shall extend to matters with respect to which the legislative power of the state has the power to make laws. And it was under Article 162 that an executive order was brought to implement the NEET reservation for the government school children. Now, the next most important issues with regard to achieving net zero emissions by 2070 and achieving the nationally determined contribution target of 500 gigawatt of non-fossil fuel energy capacity. So, 12 hydropower projects in Arunachal Pradesh are now been given to the center. They are the Tato hydroelectronic power project, Neying, Hirong, Italin, Antuli, Emini, Amulin, Mihimdon, Subanasri. These are the hydropower projects which have been given. They were first given to the private sector, but now they've been returned to the Government of India under the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, and they will be implemented by National Hydropower Power Corporation, Satluj Jal Vidyut Nigam Limited, Northeast Energy Power Corporation, etc. So these are the PSUs under the central government which will be implementing these projects. This will help to India to achieve the NDC goals and also meet the net zero emission target by 2070. And recently a bulldozing activity was in news in Nu and Gurugram. During this period, ethnic cleansing was spoken about with regard to the Gurugram activity. So the Nu and Gurugram districts of Haryana witnessed a new normal, the demolishing of the dwellings and the business establishments of the people who are accused in criminal activity, especially offences relating to the communal sensitivity. And within there was a word or a phrase making news that is called as ethnic cleansing. Let me tell you that ethnic cleansing is not defined in IPC or any international law. It was first used by the UN appointed Commissioner of Exports, Professor Sheriff Bassauni, who is called as a father figure of international criminal law, and the High Courts took cognizance of the demolition without any order or notices and said that it is violative of the procedure established by law and violates Article 21 of the Constitution, which commands that no person shall be deprived of his life and public and personal liberty except according to the procedure established by law. In the Menaka Gandhi case also, the Supreme Court expanded the scope of procedure established by law by ruling that such a procedure has to be fair, just, reasonable and non-fanciful and oppressive or arbitrary, thereby introducing the principle of procedural due process. Despite such an expansion of the scope of Article 21, it is a constitutional travesty, said the Supreme Court, that there is scant regard for the basic principles and without any orders, the bulldozing was taking place. It also spoke of rule of law and rule by law. Supreme Court said that rule of by law is when the law is used as an instrument of suppression, oppression and social control, and rule of law is government run by law and not by men. There was a meta-genome sequencing technology that was in use because it helped a lot during the SARS-CoV and also COVID-19. So meta-genome sequencing is a technique for directly analyzing the genetic material from the samples without prior knowledge of the organisms present. And it is used to identify and study the entire genetic diversity of the microbial communities, enabling the detection of known and unknown pathogens in a high throughput manner. Now, genome sequencing has been employed to track avian influenza, a prime candidate for genomic surveillance due to its potential for rapid spread and impact on both animals and humans. The genome approach, termed as metagenomics, has revolutionized pathogen identification and surveillance, and this will lead to better disease identification and also surveillance as well. The widespread adoption of this genome sequencing techniques birthed numerous technologies, including COVID-seq assay, which facilitated national and international genome surveillance methods. And the pandemic led to rapid and unbiased genome sequencing techniques for pathogen surveillance. The metagenomic approach used directly sequenced samples without prior knowledge of infection and quickly identified the SARS-CoV as the cause of the COVID-19. And President present the Gallantry Awards. So let's have a quick review of what exactly are the Gallantry Awards and the two types of it. So the President's Police Medal is a decoration that is awarded to the law enforcement agencies in India and established in 1951. The medal was originally called as President's Police and Fire Service Medal. The medal is awarded either for gallantry or for distinguished service, with the gallantry version medal being given to higher precedence, according higher precedence to the medal which is given for gallantry or distinguished service. The medal is awarded annually on the Republic Day and also Independence Day. So the President's Gallantry Awards are given twice a year, that is on Republic Day and on Independence Day. The President's Police Medal Award for Gallantry and the President's Police Medal for Gallantry. This is awarded on the ground of conspicuous gallantry in saving life and property and preventing crimes and also arresting criminals. The President's Police Medal for Distinguished Service is awarded for special distinguished record in police service, and the Police Medal for Meritorious Service is awarded for valuable service characterized by resource and devotion to duty. The next set of awards which were recently given by our Draupadi Murmu was Kirti Chakras and Shaurya Chakra. Now in 1947, the first three Gallantry Awards called as Paramveer Chakra, Mahavir Chakra and Veer Chakra were instituted by the government and implemented from January 26, 1950. Thereafter, three Gallantry Awards, Ashok Chakra Class 1, Ashok Chakra Class 2 and Ashok Chakra Class 3 were instituted by the government and came into force in 1952, which these awards were renamed as the Ashok Chakra, Kirti Chakra and the Shaurya Chakra as of 1967. These Gallantry Awards are announced twice in a year, on the occasion of Republic Day and then on Independence Day. The order of the Presidents of Award is Paramveer Chakra, Ashok Chakra, Mahavir Chakra, Kirti Chakra, Veer Chakra and Shaurya Chakra. Gallantry Awards along with other Defence Distinguished Service Awards are conferred to the awardees or the next of the kins also by the President at the Defence Investment investiture ceremony every year held at Rashtrapati Bhavan. However, Paramveer Chakra, Ashok Chakra are conferred by the President or the next of kin on the Republic Day parade at Rajpath. This is about the Gallantry Awards. And the first ever global summit on traditional medicine was held in Gandhinagar with the support of WHO, and also the first center of traditional medicine is coming up at Jamnagar. So with the theme of towards health and well-being for all, and to explore the role of traditional, complementary and integrative medicine in addressing pressing health challenges and driving progress in global health and sustainable development. This summit of first ever medicine, the global summit of medicine, was held in Gandhinagar. India, we know, is a rich repository of traditional medicine which includes Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, Naturopathy, Homeopathy and Yoga. The Gujarat Declaration was the main outcome of this summit, and WHO inaugurated the first of its kind global center for traditional medicine in Jamnagar, Gujarat. So what exactly is traditional medicine? According to the definition of WHO, describes traditional medicine as a sum total of knowledge, skill, practices indigenous and different cultures have used over time to maintain health and prevent, diagnose and treat physical and mental illness. Its reach encompasses ancient practices such as acupuncture, Ayurveda medicine, herbal mixtures as well as modern medicines as well. And WHO, let me tell you, is an agency headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland, and it is one of the specialized agencies of the United Nations, was established on April 7, 1948. And the next most important issue is with regard to the Vibrant Villages program. Now the government approved the Vibrant Villages program, which is a centrally sponsored scheme, in February 2023 for comprehensive development of select villages in 46 blocks and 19 districts of the northern border states of Arunachal Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Uttarakhand. The program envisages areas of intervention like creation of opportunities for livelihood, mainly to check migration from the border areas through promoting cultural tourism, cultural heritage, skill development, entrepreneurship and also cooperative societies including agriculture or horticulture, cultivation of medicinal plants and herbs. Interventions also include building of infrastructure in these border areas to unconnected villages, housing, village infrastructure, energy including renewable energy, telecom, television, connectivity, etc. The objective is to create sufficient incentives for the people to stay in the border area villages. And the next most important issue is with regard to the amendment in the Forest Conservation Act of 1980, and with regard to this, Odisha government issued an order that the deemed forest will be cancelled. So what exactly is a deemed forest? Now under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, the state governments now can clear forest diversions that were deemed illegal under the original legislation of 1980. The Odisha government issued an order that the deemed forests in the state will be cancelled and certain forests can be diverted. Deemed forests refer to an area that are not formally classified as forests by the central or the state authorities in the official records. There is a legal ambiguity. The term deemed forest lacks a clear definition, including under the Forest Conservation Act of 1980. Now this amendment gives a free hand to the states to regularize encroachments and decide on the diversion of forest land. It is also going to affect the achievement of India to create an additional carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billions by 2030. And let me tell you that forest classification in India, according to the Forest Survey of India, is 4 classes. One is very dense forest. All the lands where the tree cover, including the mangrove cover of the canopy density, is 70% and above. Moderate dense forest, all the land and the tree cover, including the mangrove cover, where the canopy density is from 40 to 70%. Open forest, where all the land with the tree cover, including mangrove cover of the canopy density between 10 to 40%. Scrubs, all the forest land with poor tree cover, mainly small or stunted trees having canopy density of less than 10%. And the next issue is with regard to the National Tiger Conservation Authority, which was established in 2005 following a recommendation of the Tiger Task Force. It manages Project Tiger and many tiger reserves in the country as well. As of today, we have 54 tiger reserves, and it was launched in Project Tiger was launched in 1973. 2073 is 50 years of Project Tiger. The Wildlife Protection Act was amended 1972, was amended in 2006 to provide for the constitution of the National Tiger Conservation Authority to implement the Project Tiger that was launched launched and to protect the endangered tigers. The National Tiger Conservation Authority is set up under the chairmanship of Minister of Environment and Forests. The authority would lay down the standards, guidelines for tiger conservation in the tiger reserves in the country. And the Wildlife Protection Act, Amendment Act, came into force with regard to the National Tiger Conservation Authority in 2006. The act also provided for, other than the National Tiger Conservation Authority, a Wildlife Crime Control Bureau as well. And with regard to the next, we have the Compensatory Forestation Fund Management Planning Authority, which is meant to promote afforestation regeneration activities by compensating for forest land diverted to the non-forest uses as well. And it's very much related to the recent amendment of the Forest Conservation Amendment Act of 2023. And the last one for today with regard to the last fourth one is the Vishwakarma scheme, which was launched in September 2023 to provide end-to-end support to the artisans and the craft persons who work by their hands. Now, the schemes cover artisans and the crafts persons who are engaged in 18 trades. So what exactly the Vishwakarma scheme gives these artisans and the crafts person? It gives them recognition, number one, that is through PM Vishwakarma certificate and ID cards. It gives them skill upgradation, basic training of 5 to 7 days, advanced training of 15 days, and a stipend of 500 per each. A toolkit incentive of 15,000 in the form of e-vouchers at the beginning of the basic skill training. A credit support, collateral free credit support is given of up to 3 lakhs in 2 tranches of 1 lakh and 2 lakh for 18 and 30 months, and an incentive for digital transactions of 1 per digital transaction up to a maximum of 100 transactions. And there will also be marketing support through the e-commerce platform and also GEM, advertisement, publicity, marketing activities to link them to the value chain. And the next one, the important one, is about the nano urea, which was launched by the government of India, bringing India to self-reliance in the field of fertilizers. The IFCOs, that is the Indian Farmers Fertilizers Cooperative Limited, launched the first nano DAP plant in Gandhinagar, and the nano urea is being produced, and the nano DAP along with nano urea is being produced by IFCO. It is aimed at making India self-reliant in fertilizers, and the IFCO's nano DAP consists of 8% of nitrogen and 16% of phosphorus. It would replace a 50 kg bag of traditional DAP, which is currently priced as 1350, and the DAP nano DAP bottle is almost half the price of the regular DAP. And windfall tax. So what is windfall tax exactly? This was introduced by India in 2022 and responsible for escalating price of the crude oil. The tax is imposed by the government on any industry which generates substantial profits, typically attributed to some unexpected event or unprecedented event. And PM e-bus scheme, e-Seva bus scheme. The PM e-bus Seva scheme is to augment bus operations by deploying 10,000 electric buses in the PPP model. The PME Bus Seva scheme for augmenting city bus operation by 10,000 e-buses through PPP model. It will cover the cities of 3 lakh and above population according to the census of 2011, including all the capital cities of the Union Territories, Northeastern region and the Hill region. Under the scheme, priority will be given to the cities having no organized bus service. And the handbook on combating gender stereotypes was given by the Supreme Court in order to identify and remove the use of words and phrases which are loaded with gender stereotypes in judgments and court language. This is to assist the judges and the legal community to identify, understand and combat stereotypes among the women. This guidebook will identify and eliminate the use of words and phrases which carry gender biases within the court orders and legal language, and it helps to identify and avoid stereotypes by first identifying the language which promotes gender stereotypes which lead to gender discrimination and inequality, and then offering alternative words and phrases for them. So this is all about the last session for August based prelims current affairs for your upcoming UPSC preliminary examination. I shall see you in my next post with starting from September, and until then it's very happy learning. But please do not forget to like, share, subscribe and don't forget to comment as well. Thank you.